Hi everyone, welcome to your professor. In this session, let's solve a problem from engineering mechanics by using moment of force concept. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and for regular updates, please do subscribe the channel. Let's start. First, let's understand the given problem. Two identical prismatic bars AB and CD. This is bar AB, this is bar CD, are welded together in the form of a rigid T. So here if you observe, these are in the form of a T shape, right? Inverted T shape, suspended in a vertical plane as shown in figure. They are suspended to this support like this. Calculate the angle alpha. This angle you need to calculate that the bar CD will make with the vertical. So alpha is nothing but the angle between CD and the vertical, right? When a vertical load P is equal to 44.5 newtons is applied at B. So this is P, which is nothing but 44.5 newtons load. The weight of each bar is Q is equal to 22.5 newtons. So here we can see the weight of a bar CD, which is nothing but Q, and here from C we can see the weight of bar AB, which is nothing but Q. As they are two identical bars, that means as they are equal in length and equal in weight, let us consider those two bars is of length L. So if the bar AB is having length L, then the value of AC will be equal to L by 2 and the value of BC will be also equal to L by 2. Let us consider the point where the weight acting in CD is E, then B, then D is equal to L by 2 and C is also equal to L by 2. Let's draw the free body diagram of this T bar. First let us represent the T profile. I have drawn the T profile. So let's represent the letters. I have represented the letters. Let's represent the given forces acting on it. Just I did represent the given forces. So when we consider the point D, so at point D it is able to rotate. The given T bar is able to rotate. So there it is not able to move along X direction, that is in this direction, and in vertical direction also. So there we can represent a reaction. When we consider reaction, always the reaction will be towards the point, right? So here at point D, so there will be reactions. So let us consider this one as RdX, this one as Rdy. And in the given problem it is mentioned that the bar CD is making an inclination of alpha with the vertical, so I did represent that alpha also. So here if you observe, the unnecessary forces are RdX and Rdy, so we need to eliminate that. For that let's consider sigma MD equal to 0. So when I consider sigma MD equal to 0, RdX and Rdy are passing through the considered moment center. So when a force or line of action of force passes through the moment center, as the perpendicular distance is equal to 0, the moment will be equal to 0. So therefore, if we consider D as moment center, so we can eliminate Rdx and Rdy. Let's consider sigma Md equal to 0. That is algebraic sum of moments about the considered moment center D equal to 0. There are three forces, right? For those three forces we need to find the perpendicular distances. What I will do is I will extend this vertical line, right? Now let us consider the point where the weight is acting, this point as E. From E drop a horizontal line, it will intersect this line at F. Now drop another horizontal line from C and a vertical line from B like this. They will form a triangle, right? Let us consider this point as G. Let us consider this intersecting point as I. Let's drop a horizontal line like this. Let us consider that it is intersecting at point H. Let's erase the unnecessary line here. So we have got the profile like this. AC will be equal to L by 2, BC will be equal to L by 2, CE will be equal to L by 2, DE will be equal to L by 2. Let's consider the perpendicular distances for each and every force. First let us start with this force Q. In order to find perpendicular distance for that force, draw a line passing through considered moment center parallel to the considered force. So then you can find perpendicular distance. EF is the perpendicular distance for Q, right? So I can write it as Q into EF. Let's write it here. Q into EF. So we have to tell whether the sense is clockwise or anti-clockwise. In order to find whether the sense is clockwise or anti-clockwise, in the direction of force encircle the moment center. So here I am able to do it in anti-clockwise, right? I will consider anti-clockwise as positive and clockwise as negative. So you can consider the vice versa case also, no problem. And let's consider another force Q. So here there is another force Q. Let's find perpendicular distance for that. Draw a line passing through moment center parallel to the considered force. Then you can find perpendicular distance. Ci is nothing but perpendicular distance for the force Q there. So Q into Ci. Let us see the sense. In the direction of force encircle the moment center. So it is nothing but anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise we consider it as positive, right? So positive. The remaining force is nothing but P here. Let's find moment for that force P. For finding perpendicular distance for force P, draw a line passing through moment center parallel to the considered force. Then this is nothing but the perpendicular distance for force P. So I can write it as P into BH, right? So now I need to find whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. In the direction of force encircle the moment center. So I am able to do it in clockwise. So I will consider clockwise as negative. For that reason, minus is equal to 0 as there are no forces left. So if we are able to find the values of EF, Ci and BH, the problem is over. So we can find the value of alpha from that. So let's find the values of EF, Ca and BH. For finding the value of EF, let's consider the triangle DEF. This is D, this is E, this is F, and this is alpha. D is nothing but L by 2. So as I need to find the value of EF, I can consider sine alpha. Why? Because sine is always associated with opposite side. So sine alpha is equal to EF by hypotenuse, which is nothing but ED. From that, EF is equal to ED into sine alpha. From that, EF is equal to ED is nothing but L by 2. L by 2 into sine alpha. So we have got the value of EF. Let's highlight that. Next, we need to find the value of Ci and BH. For finding the value of Ci, let's consider the triangle CID. So this is C, this is I, and this is D. And if we observe the given figure, the CD value is equal to L, right? So this is L and this is alpha. We need to find the value of Ci. From this triangle, sine alpha is equal to opposite side divided by hypotenuse, nothing but CD, which is equal to Ci divided by, we know that CD value is equal to L. From that, Ci is equal to L sine alpha. So we have got the value of Ci even. Now let's find the value of BH. For finding the perpendicular distance, nothing but BH, let's do one thing. Draw a vertical line passing through D like this. Drop a horizontal line like this. If we observe here, this angle is nothing but 90 degrees. We know that this is alpha. Then this angle will be 90 minus alpha, right? But we know that the bar is welded at right angle. This angle is 90. That means the remaining angle here will be alpha. This angle we came to know that it is alpha. So now let's consider the triangle CZB. Now let's consider the triangle CZB. CZ, GB and CB. So this is the triangle we are going to consider. Let's consider the triangle CZB. This is C, this is G, this is B, and we came to know that this value is alpha. From the figure, BC is nothing but L by 2, right? Just represent it here. BC is equal to L by 2. From this triangle, let's consider cos alpha. So when we consider cos alpha, it is adjacent side CZ divided by hypotenuse BC. So that is nothing but CZ divided by L by 2. From that, CZ is equal to L by 2 cos alpha. So we have got the value for CZ as IZ and BH are equal, right? If we are able to find the value of IZ, then that is nothing but BH, right? For that, let's consider the line CZ. So in the line CZ, we can say that IZ is nothing but CZ minus CI. Let's consider that. At a point here, so there is I, right? From that, what we can say? IZ is equal to CZ minus CI. So just now we have calculated CZ, which is nothing but L by 2 cos alpha minus CI. So CI earlier we have calculated, which is nothing but L sin alpha. Let's substitute it here. So this is L sin alpha. So this is the value of IZ. From the figure, IZ is nothing but BH, right? This will be equal to BH. So we got all the values. Just substitute in this equation Q into EF plus Q into CI minus P into BH equal to 0. Let's rewrite the equation once. So I have rewritten the equation. So Q into EF plus Q into CI minus P into BH is equal to 0. Just I have written the same equation there. Let's substitute the values we got. So earlier we have calculated the value of EF, which is nothing but L by 2 sin alpha. So let's write it here. Q into L by 2 sin alpha plus Q into Ci is nothing but, so just now we have calculated, right? Ci is nothing but L sin alpha. Q into L sin alpha minus P into BH is nothing but L by 2 cos alpha minus L sin alpha equal to 0. If we observe the entire equation, L is common, right? Let's take it out. L into Q by 2 sin alpha plus Q sin alpha minus P by 2 cos alpha, and minus of minus is nothing but plus P sin alpha equal to 0. So as L won't be equal to 0, the remaining term will be equal to 0. We can write it as Q by 2 into sin alpha plus Q sin alpha minus P by 2 cos alpha plus P sin alpha equal to 0. Take sin alpha common. Q by 2 plus Q plus P is equal to, take P by 2 cos alpha onto right hand side. So that is equal to P by 2 cos alpha. From this, sin alpha divided by cos alpha is equal to P by 2 divided by Q by 2 plus Q plus P. So the values of PQ are given in the problem. P value is equal to 44.5 newtons and Q value is equal to 22.5 newtons. Let's substitute those. I have written here because of space. From this, tan alpha is equal to, so P value is 44.5 divided by 2 divided by Q value is 22.5 divided by 2 plus 22.5 plus P value is 44.5. So if you simplify, you will get tan alpha is equal to 22.25 divided by 78.1 125. From that you can find the value of alpha. Alpha equal to tan inverse of this one. You will be getting around 15.89 degrees. So this is the final value we require.